Welcome, everybody, to another edition with Julian Michael. Hello there, Julian. How are you doing, kind sir?
I'm good. On, what is today, the 18th? It's the 18th Monday, 2024 of Wow.
Yes, another brand new week. Welcome, everybody. Seeing everybody starting to come in. Welcome to the show. Nice to have everybody. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was full of all kinds of activity, of doing my sacred numbers, of sharing my expertise and my heart. And it seems like New York City is becoming a town of people coming from all over, I guess, for the Thanksgiving festivities, as well as for already the Christmas lights, and the lights are in the shopping centers, in the department stores. They're starting to put them on the streets. It's a very festive energy, very festive time.
Yes, it is. It's that time of the year. I can't believe it's already here so fast.
I know. And it's wild because it was cold where I got my winter stuff out and all of that. And I was putting away my my summer, my fall, and the next thing that the day turned warm, and then it turned cold again, and today it was sunny. It was like crazy. It was almost like, let's go to the beach. So it's all about now realizing that adaptability. Be adaptable to whatever circumstance, to whatever is being thrown to you, because you really don't have the control over the weather. It's important for you to understand and to dress properly, and not to dress too warm, too cool, too whatever. Just be adaptable at this time in every which way. So that's the word, adaptability.
Absolutely. So with this week coming up in the moon, what do we have to expect?
Well, the thing is that now, and in numerology, I mean, we're still in that we're still in that zone of that full moon in Taurus, which is grounding us, thank God. And also we're going into, on the 25th, we're going into a Mercury retrograde. And that means that everything is being turned upside down in your communication, in your plans, in what you're saying. Careful of getting into any kind of debates or discussions on subjects. Be normal. Be patient with those around you. Also, know that there could be certain delays. I always see, Chris, delays as blessings.
Absolutely.
Whenever a fire truck goes by, I bless it. I take the light from the highest of the high. I bring it down over my body, circulate it inside of me. I take it out of my heart, and I blast it towards the fire truck, towards the ambulance, to anything and everything that's going on, because I feel that in that moment, in that prayer, in that connection, it's very important that we just understand that someone could need some sort of help on some level, and I feel that there's that oneness there, that you're connecting with whatever is going on.
So true. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we're going to be put into those situations more and more, not just fire trucks and ambulances and stuff going on, but we're going to be put into situations where we are communal. In other words, we're sharing ourselves more and more with the people around us in regards to where we're coming from with ourselves. And that's why it's so important to removing all toxicity in your body physically, remove all toxicity in you as well as emotionally and mentally, and be that clear channel of the consciousness or the Christos or frequency or whatever you want to call it, but just be free to be that open channel for whatever it is that is happening, so you can be more flexible and free with yourself. Very important as we go into these days and this month, end of this month, as well as going into December. You were asking about the planetary energy. So Mercury retrograde is the only time where Mercury, which is the messenger, it's the messenger of communication, the messenger of travel, the messenger of telecommunications, your own messenger of how you relate with what's happening with yourself, your speech. It's the only time where the messenger is able to connect with that of heaven and hell. So it becomes, the energy becomes a little bit mischievous, you can say.
And I'm a firm believer in that.
And it's up to us to understand how to deal with that hellish energy, that kind of like prankster that all of a sudden has us going on a trip, and all of a sudden they're talking about a cold front coming in around this time. So that, with everything else, be patient with your delays. Be patient with yourself. Correct, Katherine Johnson. Be patient. Good evening.
Yeah, it's very important that people listen to what we're talking about, because they don't understand how their body changes and their mood changes. And it gives them a little insight what we're talking about.
Yeah. When we go into the days of 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. These days now, they're more augmented, they're more increased than the 11th, 12th, 13th, or the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So it's almost like they're tripled. So the energies, the frequencies are now on another level. That's why people say, wow, do you feel that energy? Or wow, this energy is really crazy out here. Or wow, it's really intense. And if it is, say a little prayer, do a little meditation, and connect, ground yourself. Rub your hands, which is very good. Rub your feet on the ground. Take your shoes off. Do a little what's it called? Earthing with the ground, grounding, and connect with Mother Earth and connect with yourself and your foundation. Very important at this time, right, Susan?
Yeah. A little twisted. I don't know if it's the full moon or what, but I've been in a good mood lately.
Yeah. Yeah. It wherever you're at right now, it's very important, because if you yourself are working with yourself in regards to, if something comes up and all of a sudden you get angry at that experience or that person or that or whatever happened, and you know how to work with it, you know how to transform it, transmute it to an energy that works for you. And that's what's happening now. We're being asked to work with things faster, so we can move forward. We're here to evolve, not to devolve.
See, there's a big difference between those two words.
Yes. One optimizes and the other one goes back.
Right.
Yeah. And it's very important, especially now, because we're making plans. We're making plans for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. We're making plans of who, what, where, when, where we're going, or who's going to be around us, or who we don't get along with, or who might show up or not show up, or what we can talk about or not, or this person's a Republican, this person's a Democrat, this person's atheist, this person's a Catholic. Yes, it's very important, Burak, to also start playing the music, the frequency. There's a reason why there's Christmas music, because Christmas music brings joy.
It does. It really does. And people need to think about the happiness and not stress about the small things of life around the holidays.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and her birthday's coming up, and she'll talk to me the fact that that in the last year she lost both of her parents, and she was telling me about what that's like and stuff like that. And I said, I feel you. I understand. I know what you're going through. It's to be open, to listen to friends, to family, to people who are acquaintances, to strangers, and to have an ear for them and that moment for them, because we're all here in this together, and we're being asked to really understand that I've got to ask God to help me think thoughts He would about toxic people trying to come back in my life. Yeah, well, the toxic people that are coming back in your life are trying to. It's important that I feel that you can accept them, but now you plant the seeds of differently in them what they are used to, and then you can just say, you know what, I need to go, or whatever. But know that there's a reason why that person's coming in your thoughts, or that person's around you, and give them just a little bit of time, but not too much.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think that's a good explanation and a good statement to say.
Yes, yes, yes. And again, and if your birthday is coming up, it's even more um, uh, uh, more accentuated, because again, this is a high frequency time right now. Whenever you have people with the thoughts of celebration, of what is it that you're going to do on Thanksgiving, Julian? What is it that you're going to do on Christmas, on New Year's? What's happening? What's going on? Already the ideas are not just yours, it's many, and that's going into the consciousness of where you're at, of the city, of the state, of the country. Jupiter energy is deafening right now. Explain that, Woo Rider. What does that mean, please?
Yeah, because I don't understand that. Maybe he can help me understand what he's trying to tell us.
Because Jupiter, I know, yes, please. Jupiter is a planet that is it's known as the planet guru. It's the teacher. It's the teacher. It gets its strength from its own self, from its own energy of the planet Jupiter. So it's self-sufficient. Is that true? It's close to us right now. You can see it in sky high energy. I did go out walking, and it was the full moon, and there was like a star, but it wasn't a star. It was a planet underneath it. Is that Jupiter?
It may be. I don't have my Jupiter,
Yeah.
my
Was that
planetary
Jupiter,
app out to where I
or
can see when you point it in the sky.
yeah, because it's important to understand that these planets, these constellations, what is happening, um, is something that we can take and take that energy, and just imagine that this energy, you can say it's deafening. What does deafening mean? Deafening in a positive way, in an eerie way, in a negative way. What is it? And if it is not to your liking, change it. Change it. You
Change it
have
or
the
manifest it.
ability. You have the ability to change it with your perspective, with your perception, how you feel about it, what you're doing with that energy. Change it. Change it and make it work for you. Ask it. Ask it. Why am I giving so much energy to you? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Help me with this, please. But before you ask any kind of energy, always put a prayer over yourself, put light over yourself. Then open yourself up to the energy and ask it 3 times. Ask it 3 times, because when you ask things 3 times in the Trinity, then the truth comes out. And I learned that in my hypnotherapy.
Well, that is correct, sir.
Because it's interesting, you're talking about energy. I was talking today to a man called Nick Curto. Nick Curto is the president of the Disclosure Network group of New York City, dealing with the paranormal, dealing with UFOs, dealing with AI intelligence, transhumanism, posthumanism, all that and more. And he was talking to me about energies and stuff like that. And I was telling him exactly this. I was telling him about an experience with energies, and and I was saying what's important to know if you're feeling kind of any kind of energy anywhere, always put energy over yourself, not that energy, but God, Christ, Buddha, Mother Earth, whatever. Just imagine and see yourself putting the energy over yourself. Um, and and then open yourself and ask this energy, what is it that you're here to show me, to tell me, to why are you here around me? What is it that you wish to communicate with me at this time? And be open for whatever it is, not being afraid, coming from a place of being fearless. And again, you will experience whatever it is that you need to experience at that moment. Don't be afraid of communicating to whatever energy it is that's happening. What do you feel about that, Cliff?
No, I totally agree with that. You should not be afraid. You need to connect with it, and you need to always say a prayer and protect yourself. And we discuss that on almost every show, and there's a reason why, because a lot of people do not do that, and you do not want to invite the wrong energy or entity onto you or within you when you are doing or practicing any type of energy work. And it's very important.
Whatever you're doing.
Right.
Even as a therapist, if you're reading cards or doing numerology or astrology or whatever you're doing, always put yourself in prayer before you work with any kind of energies.
Absolutely.
So we're having all these conversations between people here, Joey with this person, that person. We can open up a dating site here, because we have all these different people, high prospecting, a little twisted, Michelle, Woo Ryder, living.
Yeah, they're saying hello to each other. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. So yeah, thanks for telling that.
Well, thank you for allowing this medium, this venue, to be a place where you guys can meet and talk to each other. And know this, that it doesn't only have to be this medium. Connect with the people that are here and throw them a shout out. It's all about community now. It's all about people of like mind and like heart. Is that correct, Lori? Glad to see you're doing good. Well, that's good. That's good that we're doing good. And it's good to talk about what makes you feel good. What makes you feel good, Lori? For people who don't believe in the overall phenomena and you can sense attachments on those people, there's a way for people who believe in the phenomenon to get those attachments off of people. Yes. Yes. And how do you do that? How do you get attachments off of people? And if you do that in your work as an exorcist, really be aware and careful.
Yeah, how I do it, I do it through God with prayer and holy water and religious objects.
Oh yeah, do everything you can and bring in every avatar, every angel, every positive energy that you can think of. Yeah. Because you're dealing with some real heavy stuff.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
That heavy stuff, when it starts understanding and knowing that you're there and that you're interfering, it can get even more crazier and heavier. And you better have faith, trust, belief in not only yourself, but also in your visible and invisible friends that you're bringing in there. So careful of trying to do anything and everything by yourself. And if you're a newbie to this, even really, really be careful. John, it's always good to touch base with you. That's wonderful, Lord. That's wonderful. And again, connect with John also, not just here, but, give him a shout out. We got 24 hours to the day. Give him a shout out. Give this man, give this woman a shout out. Again, allow this to be a place where people can meet, but also they can meet even afterwards. It doesn't have to be in this particular venue. Correct, Chris?
No, absolutely. This is a safe place for anybody and everybody.
That's right. Does anybody have any questions? I'm
Yeah,
here.
Joey's asking, are you doing any soft touch readings tonight?
I can do something, sure. Let me get my
Joey, what's your date of birth then? Date of birth, Joey, because he's a numerology guy. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, at the bottom of the screen, you can get a hold of him at 323-384-1333. His Facebook and his Instagram and his TikToks, all of his information is down at the bottom of the screen. So you can get a hold of him after the show and get a full fledged reading. So go ahead, Joey, give me your date of birth and I'll put it on there. His date of birth is 12/23/1984, 12/23/1984 there.
So your birthday's coming up, 12/23/1984.
Woo Rider, I got your question for Julian right after he does that.
So 12/23/1984. So already, because the birth date is your social security card with the cosmos, it's your PIN number. So we have a 12, which is a 3, 23 is a 5. It's also mathematics. 1984 is a 22-4. You're a 3 in your energy. And you got that 22 there. Who am I speaking to? Joey?
Joey.
So Joey, right away, you have the signature of mediumship. And what is mediumship? Mediumship is the bridge between this world and other worlds. Mediumship is your high sensitivity. And also the fact that you're a person who understands things on another level. And understanding things on another level, it's important that, as we have discussed, you know how to protect yourself. A lot of idiots on road today. Well, yeah, of course, because again, we're talking about energies and frequencies, my friend, and just be aware of the idiots and careful of calling them idiots, because the more and more you call them idiots, then the idiots will then interfere with you. Because it's all about energy right now. It's all about you knowing and understanding how to deal with these supposed idiots or these people who are driving the way they're driving. But everyone's in a hurry right now. Why? Because the frequency is increased.
Right.
And everybody has a lot on their mind. What is Kim Kardashian up to? What did P. Diddy eat yesterday? I bring that up because at this time right now, also, it's so important to discern. And discern means to take the time to look at what really serves you at this time and is important for you. Because there's a lot that's happening that will take you away from your purpose at this time. Yes, 5. You mentioned personal year and you said something about a 2, 8. I don't know where you get your personal year, my friend, but you're 12, 23, 3, 5, 8, 8. You're going into a 7 personal year, Joey. That means very deep thought, very deep thinking in regards to what's happening with you and what is your purpose at this time, taking yourself to another level. So in other words, what is it that you wish to do and make a difference? And also, who are you and why are you here? So these questions are being asked right now in your duality, because there's that part of you that also loves people, wants to be around people, wants to express yourself. And then you're being asked also to chill, to examine, to do some soul searching, to ask yourself what's important in your life right now and where is it that you want to put your energy into? Where is it that you want to put your strategy into? Where is it that you want to put yourself into at this time? And are you happy in what you're doing, or is it that you wish to change? And if you do wish to change, how are you going to do that? blessing.
Yeah, that's spot on. I kind of know a little bit about Joey, so I think Joey will concur with that reading. So yeah, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
and also, if your father's alive, Joey, or not, what's important is that he's very much a part of your consciousness and what's going on. So, if there's anything, have you ever connected with an alien entity before? Are you asking me? Are you asking who?
You.
Yeah.
That question is for Julian.
Yes, I have. Matter of fact, I have abductions in my life. A
Oh,
number of them.
wow.
And that's one of the reasons why I know Nick Curto personally of the Disclosure Group of New York, the DNNY of New York. And he's a very fascinating fellow, Nick Curto, and his group that I'm a part of.
Prospecting, February 9th, 1961, 02, 09,
And who
61.
is this? What's the name of it?
Prospecting USA.
All right. Okay. It's a good name, Prospecting USA. I hope you're prospecting for gold, or is it silver or Bitcoin?
No,
Or
he
what?
does. He goes out metal detecting. He also goes out Bigfoot hunting.
So there's that part of you that you're a 298. So that's a 1. And you're in a 29281. Ah, excellent. So whatever is happening to you, it's new beginning. You're planting seeds. And as you're going into 2025, it's going to be all about relationships. So if you're in a relationship, it's all the stuff that's happening with the relationship that's going to be staring you in the face. If you're not in a relationship, it's going to ask you, why aren't you in a relationship? And what is it that you wish to do when you are in a relationship, and not to be afraid of the relationship. Also, there's that part of you that you're a business person as well, or a businessman. And it's important that you also put your energy into commerce in regards to, are you making money in what you're doing? And if not, then it's time for you to find an outlet, a subject, something where you can create prosperity in your life. If you do have money, then what is it that you're doing with this money? And careful of any and all investments, especially at this time.
Awesome.
You're the pioneer, you're the explorer, you're the Christopher Columbus. But know this, it's important to be fearless, but at the same time, mindful. Don't do anything stupid.
Right. Little Twisted wants to know, Julian, are you RH negative?
Am I what?
Or is your blood type RH negative?
No. Next question.
All right. Woo Wider. So do you think aliens are more interdimensional beings, Julian?
I think there's not one particular alien group. There are many aliens, as there are many cultures, customs, languages, as well as people here on this earth. The same thing with aliens. There's all kinds of different aliens doing all kinds of things. So yeah, some of them are interdimensional. Some of them are learning about it. Some of them are can be very destructive. They're not, all because you're an alien doesn't give you certain powers more than other aliens. Aliens as people are learning how to deal with their alienship. How's that?
So why do you think they're here then?
They've always been here.
Are they here to help us or protect us?
That and more.
Awesome.
But what if we ourselves woke up tomorrow and realized that we are aliens?
I know, right? That has crossed my mind several times.
that we are aliens, and the fact is that we're not accepting uh, other aliens, let's say, because we're prejudiced against other aliens.
I think the majority of the aliens are the great deceivers wanting worship, John writes.
That's your opinion. And again, if that's your opinion, then you have to be very careful because you're putting out that energy and protect yourself.
Yeah, Wu says, well, I think there are good and I think there are bad, just like of anything in society.
Well, again, there's a man called Unid something. Unid. I think we discussed this. Didn't we discuss this man in Israel who is the Secretary of Defense, ex-Secretary of Defense, Chris?
Yeah, I thought we had.
I'm looking at right now. Israeli, and there's a reason why I bring this up because Israeli defense minister.
I guess I'm a reptilian. Somebody just called me an alien. Prospecting. I love
There
you,
you
man. How you doing, prospecting?
Here he is. Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. December 8th, 2020. This was all over Times of Israel, NBC News, the Galactic Universe, all that and more. Okay? Now, let's say that does exist. Here's a guy who works for Israeli intelligence who said it exists. Should we believe him or not? Does he have anything else to do, Chris, except tell tales like that?
No, why would he tell tales? I mean, he has nothing to gain and a whole lot
Exactly.
to lose.
Exactly. So he wants people to understand and know that this exists. And for a few days, it did exist, and then the whole story disappeared.
Yep.
And I know this exists because of my own connections, as well as also there have been some astronauts that have talked about certain anomalies on different planets.
Yes, absolutely.
So the other week, I was with a certain gentleman, and he is and is an author of a UFO book. And right now he's talking about it, and he's going to the different expos and different venues to talk about the book and also his research. And I approached him. I said, "So this intergalactic universe, this intergalactic confederation," I said, "do they want us to be and having mRNA shots?" And he looks at me and goes, of course not, because they want us to be free. I said, really? They do? Yes. I said, okay.
I think they're here to harvest certain resources and to monitor us like a guinea pig, I think.
Possibly. And then I
I
said,
don't know.
well, I feel that they also are of the, not only the AI agenda, but also the post-humanism, transhumanism agenda, as well as that of AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which deals with synthetic beings, robots, robotics, all that and more. And yeah, that's where I stand.
No, absolutely. There's something going on. I just don't know. I can't put my hand on it. Maybe food in a petri dish. Yes, I know how some aliens eat, not by mouth, but through their pores, through their skin. John, that's been discussed many times.
Yes. Well, Professor Harari, who is the mentor and teacher of Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, said that once we're under your skin
I'll be right back, Julian. Keep talking.
Once we're under your skin, you are hackable. I ask about the RH because the government is looking for a marker. I do not know if it's for aliens or Nephilim. Still digging, and helicopters keep flying over, so on to something. Are they flying where? Are they flying over your house? Are they flying over my house? Are they flying over the city? You know, these particular markers, believe me, they already know the who, what, where, when, and why of our DNA. They already know it. You know, it's not like they need to find us to understand what is our DNA and all that stuff. Our blood, our cultures, all that and more. If you've been in the hospital in the last few years, they know it. So it's not to be afraid of them finding anything out other than you knowing who you are and playing your game in their game, whatever game, or if it is a game, or whatever truth, or whatever it is that is happening. So what's important is don't worry about what is it that they're looking for. And if you feel that they're looking for a marker, again, why? Why are they selecting you or anyone else as a marker? For what reason? If they already know your blood types as well as all the other information they have on you. So one of the things, what's important is not to be afraid. To do everything you can to come from your truth, to come from a place where you're comfortable with yourself. What do you feel about that?
No, you should be. And I think a lot of people need to think about that and act that way. And I think fear itself is what causes a lot of anxiety and a lot of health issues.
Yeah, I feel that when you say, I want to know the truth, we already know the truth.
We do.
And the thing about the truth is the truth grows as we grow. How's that? In other words, you already know the truth of what is it that you're supposed to know. But now be open for more knowingness, more re-knowingness. How's that? What if we actually also, on another level, we're re-knowing? We're re-knowing of what is it that we already know. We have forgotten, or we don't believe, or these things have happened, whatever it is. What if we open ourselves up to not only knowing the truth more, but re-knowing ourselves? Is there anyone out there who has had a dream within the last few weeks where they found themselves in a country or with clothing on them that's different than the usual clothing, or they've never been in that country or that place where they dreamed about?
Oh, I have. Yes, absolutely.
Have you yourself experienced anything where all of a sudden you just love, and you don't know why, you just love Thai food? Or all of a sudden you love this Korean dish. You're just crazy about this Korean dish. And all of a sudden it's like you're infatuated with Korea and what's going on with Korea, and the customs, and also the way people dress in Korea, or the same thing with France or Spain or Cuba. What do you think that is? Maybe it's a re-knowing.
Right.
Maybe it's a re-knowing of yourself. Yes, I think it was Egypt in a different time period. Yes. So a little twisted. If you say it's Egypt, what is it that's your connection with Egypt? Why do you say Egypt? I can say Egypt. I can see Italy, whatever. But is there something about Egypt? Do you collect little pyramids? When you see a movie about Egypt on television, all of a sudden it really you become more electrified and joyous and enthusiastic, or if you see something to do with Nazi Germany, you feel really intense and sad and depressed. In other words, it's time also for a re-knowing of yourself, as well as your other selves, in the re-knowing of possibly other lives.
Right. Absolutely. There's a lot of people out in the comments saying yes, they have. And then they say it's been recently too.
I had a client, and her son of around 10 years old was having horrible stomach problems. Horrible. Went to every doctor, every examination, everything, and nothing. So heard about me, and I said, well, let's see what we can do, what we can't do. And I did a very simple technique with the young man, where I connected him. First, in doing that, always you put light over the child, you put protection, and the mother was there as well. And also you call upon, as well as your angels and your guides, and you put them in a certain energy field. And then I just started just doing a simple little meditation, deep hypnosis, where the person was aware, but yet in a very deep state. And I asked them to go and connect with their stomach and what's bothering them and what's happening, and to allow the stomach to open itself, to allow the stomach and the energy of the consciousness of the stomach and all that's been going on to open itself to the possibilities of whatever it is, of past, present, future, now. Take me to the roots, to the cause of what's happening with your stomach, whatever comes to you. And remember, I'm talking to a 10-year-old, so I'm being very simplistic in my communication. What is it that you're feeling in your stomach now? And the next thing he goes, I'm hearing bombs. And I go, okay, all right. Know that you're okay. You're protected. You're okay. And on top of that, I want you just to tell me a story. We're playing a game here. Just tell me a story. And whatever happens, you're not going to be physically harmed or anything. It's almost like you're looking at yourself and you're just telling the story of this other person that is you, but you're kind of like, let's say you're another person looking at you. And he understood that. I said, okay, continue. I'm hearing bombs. Okay. I'm saying, so what are you wearing? Oh, like brown cream clothing. I said, okay. And what's happening? Oh, I have a gun in my hand. I said, oh, all right. Okay. Remember, everything is cool. It's a game. Just tell me what's going on. And all of a sudden, I say to him, so it's like a uniform. Yeah. I'm a soldier. I go, okay, all right. And you know what that is? Yeah. I play with soldiers. Okay. And I'll say, oh my God, they're coming over. They're coming over. I said, who? Oh, my stomach. I go, again, everything is okay. Oh, what's going on? Something just stabbed me in the stomach.
Wow.
And I go, all right, okay. It's all good. It's all cool. Everything's all right. It's all right. What's going on? Who is it? Oh, it's my friend. It's your friend? Yeah. I said, and your friend is whom? What does he look like? Oh, well, it is, but I'm a little, I said, again, just let yourself go, let yourself go. Oh, he's Japanese. I go, he's Japanese. Oh, he stabbed me. What, he stabbed me. And I go, what? It's like a gun with this like sword on it. I go, okay, all right. So allow yourself just to be aware of this experience and take whatever that you need. But let's now say a meditation, a little prayer. Just know that whatever it is that happened, it happened then. It happened then, Chris. And It cannot hurt or harm you now. It cannot hurt or harm you now. And this person cannot hurt or harm you now. And also he said, I'm angry at him. You're angry at him? Well, of course. No, I'm angry at him now. I said, now? Yes. We're not talking with each other. And I go, And how long? Oh, this happened last summer.
What?
So he was angry at his friend who's Japanese, and in another life, him as his friend Japanese hit him in the stomach, and he started having stomach problems. We cleared all this up, Chris.
Wow.
He didn't have stomach problems anymore. We also did
that.
Forgiveness with his friend.
Wow.
That's
so amazing.
That's re-knowing. That is a part of ourselves that's open for the what if. The what if. And it was a small child. He was only 10 years old, and he was having these experiences. He was having these experiences because that part of him was ready to release it and realize his engagement, not only in that life, and he was angry at that person, but also, what if there are previous lives? And his friend, who was a soldier, was the enemy, stabbing him with what? A bayonet.
Bayonet, yeah. Wow, that's fascinating. Fascinating.
So what's going on here is the fact that we're being asked to be open to that. Not only knowing the truth, knowing that we already know the truth, knowing the fact that what we know, it's frequency. It's all about frequency. And I'd like to bring on next week a friend of mine who's a biomedical astro engineer that works with frequency, and she herself has just developed a laser.
Absolutely. I will be honored. Absolutely.
And her name is Kimberly Shipke, Schipke. And I'd like to bring her on so we can talk about frequency on another level, and frequency and healing. The fact that there are certain frequencies that can also heal the body. As I help to heal this young man of 10 years old and his trauma.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We're going into a time right now where, in regards to medicine can do so much. The herbs can do so much. The chemicals in the allopath or homeopathy or naturopathy, whatever, can do so much. There's a point where we are here to re-know and to understand that past, present, future is now. And what if we ourselves have experienced some life before, and that life before has a connection with our life now as we move forward?
Absolutely. That'd be great.
If that's the case, like this young man who's 10 years old, who this energy was removed. The trauma was removed. The person is walking around fine now. No stomach problems or anything.
That's awesome.
That we have the ability in the what if you yourself are open for it, to exchange to understand that there's more to you than you can even understand, and there's more to your mind, to your frequency, because you are a walking, talking, physical, cosmic frequency.
Yes, absolutely. Where you go?
And ask your cat, and ask the birds, and ask the butterflies. And in this next week, your homework is, if you come across some kind of energy, protect yourself, and then ask that energy, what is it that you're here to tell me? I'm open. Let's do it.
Amen. That was great. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we got another show coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure and tune in. And don't forget, reach out to Jillian. All this information at the bottom. Jillian, fantastic. We'll catch you next week with your guests. Can't wait.
And please connect with me with yourself and Mary.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Mary. Blessings. Ciao.